There, everyone. I hope everybody had a wonderful 4th of July. Hello, hello. Um, so welcome back. Uh, to I am having a good time. Definitely having a good time. Um, so what we have going on right now, of course, you already know we set this up. I between streams set up my little computer, which basically all it does is it completely shuts everything off whenever this reaches full well, not when this reaches full. Basically, when this gets full of steam, it will automatically switch it off just so that we don't blow everything up. However, there is another thing that I need. Hello, F. How is your evening going right now? Anyways, um, so what I am wanting to do, I need to make myself some thermal evaporation chambers. So we simply go. Oh yeah, that was being made. Where'd you get stuck, anyways? Oh yeah, there. That makes sense. Dang, furnace always getting stuck. Maybe it's extra stuck right now. That's a problem. Yeah, that is a problem. That's personally. Okay, front is still input output. I think I'm going to have to, just for a little extra help on it. Let's see. And let's also, the left is going to be an output. You there, you there. Just to give it a little bit more help um, with that. Yeah, and that's working again. But yeah, there's that. So anyways, back to the main goal. We need to make lithium production so that we can automatically craft ourselves some very good stuff. The thing we're going for today is going to be a very huge supply of power. And that is going to be our uh, induction uh, cell. So first, let me just go check something out. Yeah, this is the right tab. So yep, we have that checked off. Yes. So next, we are needing to get lithium. And to get lithium, there's a few steps to our process. We firstly need to get ourselves our thermal evaporation chambers. So let's see. Yeah, I need to make those recipes. Right. Say we want 1,000. Say we want 20. Just say we want 100. I realize I want to just throw that back like that. Now, we are also going for one that is a height of 18. So what I'm also going to do actually is real quick disable our wireless charging. And then we also want to check that it's also disabled on our fallback node. Ineffective, yep. All that is just so that we can safely whip our drill out. Because right now, let's see, like that. Yeah, that's the right spot. We're just going to drill down a few blocks. Okay, so what I'm going to have here is I'm going to make this where we have our brine production. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, 6 of those will do, I guess. Just so I get all this crap out of my way. Might as well just do it like that. Because I don't want to have to worry about it at all. So we just simply... Alright, yeah, so that is how easy that part is. So 1, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, and just repeat that a bunch. So let's see, I put my input for all those on the inside. Let me actually grab my controllers, stack those. So we put our controllers like that, I guess. Yep. Oh wait, we already have our stack of bells. Oops. So we want all of our outputs to be out here. So we'll set our inputs on our sides. I'll actually also set up, so basically this is a water input. Actually, the better option would be water input, and actually that's our output. This is also going to be our power and whoa, I see the problem now. We're making this very cramped. Yeah, the base idea is making 6 of these for our brine production because we're trying to make a very solid line of for lithium production. And that we can switch over to sodium as well as actually production for our other as well. Oh yeah, we need to actually check that this one even works. Yep, that works fine. Yeah, we want all of our outputs here, so we also might as well get, not that, all of our valves slotted in just like so. There's also one more step after this that I will be taking as well after I get the lithium set up. Not just going to be the fact that we need to kill a lot more withers, but because we have all those the wither essence, because we decided to get the wither seeds, this should be rather easy for us. Yeah, so we just, again, one at a time. I think that it is also a fluid, actually, what the lithium is considered as. One sec, let me check. So I believe we get liquid lithium, yeah, from our thermal evaporation chamber. It will just be normal lithium. And then we get that from brine. You need 10 brine for one of those. Also want to see what the speed cap is for one thermal evaporation chamber. because it has a little heat bar in it, and you will use that to basically determine uh, basically where the max is. So, in theory, when this is fully filled with heat, that is when you are at your max heat for the evaporation chambers. Which basically just means that is the point we wanted at. Maximizing the production and all. Oh, looks like it's about time to turn my reactor back on for a few minutes. Oh, never mind. It's still very full. Yeah, no. You see how that entire block holds 20 billion? If I go to myself the induction, and yeah, just the induction cell, that's 1 trillion. For one ultimate. For that, like, yeah, 3 billion for the basic. But already, like the advanced one, already drops that out of the water for only 1 block. But I mean, it also kind of makes sense because that block there is that multi-structure. That multi-structure is not meant for that. It's meant to, meant for actually generating the power, not for storing it. Us using the buffer in it is actually, the improper usage at the time. Yeah, when we have this structure fully built, we should be able to get away with having our thing on very regularly. Because like it's going to take a long time to fill one, like the entirety of that. So we can keep it on, not worry about running out of power as we are doing our stuff. Which means I can put the focus back to Greg Tech like I was originally planning to do for a hot minute. While that builds up a little bit of nuclear waste for me to do a few other small side projects. It takes a lot of waste, actually. In fact, yeah, it takes 10 for one of those. Wait, honestly, I probably have burned enough waste to make a fusion reactor by now. If not, then I'm probably kind of close to that point. However, that's a project that will take a hot minute. And I don't feel like working on a project like that at this time. And we used all of our evaporation blocks already. I might have actually been right on how many of these I need. We're going to grab like several thousand lithium from this. Because if you check here, we need 4 of the previous tier, 4 of the previous tier, 4 of the previous tier. Let's see, 4, 16, 64, 256 per cell. It's pretty much the same story over here as well. I just realized I don't know if the rule with the heater is it has to be adjacent or it has to be like on a valve. So I've always just naturally put it on a valve. I might as well check that. So we go here, we grab ourselves the heater. Um, yeah, resistive heater. Oh wait, yeah, we can't do that from this. I need to get the crafting terminal still, I know. That's actually grab our flux point. Well, I think that doesn't work because it only accepts power from the one side. So what I'm going to do is I need to grab 6 resistive heaters. I just simply put the pattern here. Throw you there. 5 of those. We'll be done in no time though. There we go. Actually, let's also put this on. Let's throw this to 8,000. 1,000 Kelvin is. We'll check back on that. Oh, that might be a little bit too far actually. Go to 800. We'll see how 800 does with this one actually. We're just kind of testing things right now anyways. So let that heat up for a few minutes. And we have those in play. We need another sink though. So we want to grab ourselves a kit. Sink. And let's grab ourselves some pipes. Sorry, I'm focusing a small bit on this. I need some more flux points, though. So we're just going to fetch ourselves some quick little flux points. Just like this. Another 14 of them should do. You are not filling up. Yeah, that's the maximum of 800. So if I were to guess, I'm going to assume that we need 2,000 to keep it full. I mean, if it's less, I'm honestly fine with that. I just care that this is, filled all the way. Just allow that to heat up a bit. Okay, that is a very good temp. Yeah, and that's climbing still. But I saw that this one was able to reach 3K and still climb. So I'm going to assume this is fine. Wow, that was incredibly fast, actually. I also need more pipes. I didn't think I'd need that many more. But look at me, I'm wrong. Because why not? Made a educated wish, and it did not go quite perfectly. But I do have a decent amount, at least. Actually, this will also be able to store quite a bit on its own, I think. Yeah, so each one makes 1,080. So to make 1,000 uh, buckets of lithium, that takes. Let's check this though, because it's one. Okay, it's a 1-to-1 actually. That's great. Also, this tritium you have to get from liquid under air. Now that that's full. Oh yeah, infinite brine. Gonna fill up real nicely. Oops. And it takes a second. Let me double check this. It takes 10 of that anyways. So we have that set to the same rate. Should be all good. Honestly though, I hate dirt. All of this dirt, I hate it. Serves no purpose but to get in my way. Oh, yeah. So my estimate is that we will be putting 400 ml buckets of DT fuel in a tick. So we need production that keeps up with that. So that makes one, that makes one. So yeah, we do actually just get 2 ml buckets each. Right, so we're going to build this one right here. And your input is actually going to be right here. The input, that input. Yep. Super easy. We chuck this down here. Take another flux point. Give it our. Then let us go with the 2000 story. And you are filling up nice and fast. Wowie zowie. Yeah, let's bring this up, like all the way up there real quick. And this is where we will have our lithium line. Trademark pending. Yeah, we're just going to real quickly work on that. Each of these make 1080. So, I mean, they're probably going to be our bottleneck anyways. That brine, empty, 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 empty. Oh yeah, it's at the point where it's going a little bit faster than brine production. And you're filling up pretty nicely. So we are going to have a stack of condensators. And I think, did I put the recipe in for condensators? No. So we need to get ourselves some rotary condensators. So we want to autocraft a handful of those. Then we also need some chemical crystallizers. Let's make 20 of those for now, though. Yeah, and then let's make a handful of these. So let's actually just make a stack of 8 starting off. 8. That just, we'll upgrade it as we see fit. And we also need to toggle them all anyways. And we'll know we did it all right um, after this. Yeah, we basically still have room to expand upwards, just as is planned. We also probably have to, yeah, output the right on all of them. 3. Now we just go chemical crystallizer. Oops, one. Did I put the recipe in for that? Oh yeah, I did. So 8. And this one's going to take a minute regardless. So let us grab a quick little, I think we should get ourselves a chest. I think I actually have. No, I don't have a netherite chest there. You. I'll use you. Have any stack upgrades in here? Just like that. Yeah, gotta actually set the rest of these pipes up. Alright. That's looking good so far. So let's do that. Let's grab ourselves some. Oops. Can't do it that way. Yep. And I also want to grab myself the extended import bus as well. Actually, wait. I think I have logistical transporters already. Yes. So let's grab ourselves a better import bus. Then I'll hook those to this cyan blue cable. So simply just need to. Just not just for good measure. Yep, that's working. Okay, now we need to get ourselves our upgrades. Upgrades, people. Yeah, I should have figured that if we needed more of something, it would definitely have been the chemical crystallizers. But this is going to work quite fast. Starting off, we're doing okay on power, I guess. I mean, these aren't always running anymore, simply because of the fact that we have a little bit of a bottleneck on the sulfur production, which honestly I'm fine with. We have an even bigger bottleneck on the uranium production, though. Now, one thing that might be a slight issue for concern, these bites do fill up kind of fast. Well, seems like they might be filling up a little fast. There we go. I have that both of these work fine as well. So yeah, I think I'll beef up that setup now, actually. So let's grab ourselves some more crystalline, actually. We'll need these anyways. But now let's grab our crystallizers. Let's say we want another 8. Though it won't take long at all, really. Okay. Now we simply go. Not that. Yeah. So we only have the basic ones, so we need to get those up to about that. Then we simply just go like that. Well, we have another 11. Oh, yep, that's keeping up phenomenally. Now what we are going to do is our uh just another batch of patterns. Yep, just get the casing, get the ports, and we are going to need a few more things. Basic energy cube. We have to get all of our energy cube recipes down. Yep, and then we get all of these recipes down. This is a rather expensive project. But we are almost done with our pattern setup. Now, if we just go and say we want ourselves, let's first grab ourselves some. How's one of those? Why not? It just crafts really nicely. Okay, but you should be able to make the induction cells and the ultimate energy cube. Did I not get those? Elite induction cell. One internet. Uh, and all of them say they accept substitution. Hmm. Well, if I say that, you want energy cubes, you want that. Say we want to induct the elites. Says there's no problem with making the elite ones. And then let's also just say want ourselves the ultimate energy cube as well. No issue there either. Just for good measure, let me just check. Actually, you know what? That's probably what caused the issue. Yeah, I think I see the issue now. Let's say we want another one. Yeah, it thinks it needs a full one. So we won't grab that. We won't grab that. So this is for the ultimate energy cube. There we go. That's for the ultimate. Yeah, and then the same thing with the cell. I think I should have to do the same thing. Just be certain. So we need to throw you back in. Need to firstly throw you. Might need to edit you. That is you. I'm going to need to edit though. Okay. Leave that is the new one. Yep. That's the old one though. So we go and say, oops, C. Yep, that is for our provider. And then cell. Yep. So we want 10 of those. And let's say 4 of these. Actually, how much power does each one? Let's just make 16. Now these are where things get a little slow, especially because we are also needing some more structural glass, I think. Oh no, we're fine on that. Let's make our induction provider. Ooh, right, we need induction things as well. Make 10 of these doohickeys. Fantastic. I'm being harassed. Um, okay, that should do fine. Let me get out the drill again. Let's see. 6. Right there. Yes. I don't think this will be too much longer. Yeah. No, this is also really to just by time while we wait for the other. Um, the main thing. So just remembered, I'm going to need to pull those out real quick, just like that. Also, actually turn that back off. One. There we go. Just want to finish my outlines first. I think this is where we'll actually get like the majority of our structure anyways. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any worries either about power storage anymore, just because this is a solution that has almost infinite storage. Oh, not almost infinite. This is basically just going to carry me over to Draconic Evolution, which actually does have almost infinite. However, this is, while not almost infinite, still a lot of power storage. Since now I take 1.6 trillion, probably multiply that by like, so each layer is made up of like, I want to say 16, 256 blocks, I want to say, is each layer. So, you are going to be very quickly reaching a point of like being well past 1,000, which means we will be able to hold a couple quadrillion RF in just this. Or in other words, no need to worry about shutting off our reactor for a while. But this is only if we fully fill it as well. If we fully fill it with the induction providers. No, induction cells. Which if we do manage to fill it with like fully with induction cells, that's a point where I'd also feel confident in just uh you know um leaving the reactor on, leaving all of my stuff to do its stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah. Just going to do this on each of my corners. Make it a little bit more of a frame. Make a couple more of these, I guess, too. Yeah, let's make a couple more of those. Wait, no, no need to make a couple more. We have a bunch in our inventory. Just sort of go like do like this. Yeah, there's a lot that doesn't really look nice in our setup. I mean, that's also going to be fixed with base too. Right? No, I did not want to do it that way. There you go. That's all cleared. Done. Let's grab ourselves a bunch of structural glass. Are there any other wands, actually? Oh, I can make a diamond one, actually. I should do that. Just make one of these. That can place 1,000 blocks. I'll just make two just in case. I made this mistake. Just fixing it real quick. What we actually want to do, like that. Okay, yeah, you see, while it says it's built, we can't put anything in there yet. But we're going to start slowly over time, fill it up with those induction cells and stuff. Eventually, it's going to be exactly what we are wanting it to. No, that's actually not going too bad of a pace for the induction cells. This part, however, that's a little ugly. Yeah, if only the machine were a bit faster. This one right here. let me also real quick, just for the quest, that Alright, awesome. But I'm gonna be waiting on all that stuff no matter what. And it's gonna be going very slowly, if you can already tell. So, what you can do, we can go back to my plan for Great Tech. We can make those electric blast furnaces I had talked so much about. So, I want to go and grab ourselves electric blast. We need to make, yeah. We'll make that, that. Those are our first two parts. Oh yeah, grab that. Let's actually go see what else we need here in a sec. So we go to our low voltage era. Electric blast. So we need our okay, that's not very fun. I guess we can work. We need fine steel wire, magnet iron. That's not too bad, really. Let's grab redstone, as I do know we need a bunch of that. Also, actually set up auto crafting for those holes. Okay, we can auto craft ourselves those energy holes. Not energy holes, machine holes. Wait, no, we didn't make that recipe. But then we just want to grab ourselves a bunch of those low voltage coils, which we need iron, and the steel wire. We go here. So we want a little bit of steel. Let's say I want 10,000. Ooh, no, I don't have enough for that. Just grab a few thousand. Then I want to, let's see, just go 2 stacks worth. I also want to set that to 3, I think it is. Yeah, for fine wire, it's 3. We just grab ourselves some. Oh, we need a little bit more of that too. All that is so that we can work on getting that. Because we're just manually shoving those in. Just go, just grab our fine steel. That's enough for 3. How many was I saying? So we wanted like 8 to 10 of them, which means double that, so 16 to 20 of those. So we're looking for like several stacks. Oh no. This is so slow though. Yeah, we're going to be waiting a little while. Yeah, it doesn't help that. Oh, that reinforced alloy? Waiting on these infused alloys first. That will be a lot faster than making our alloy here though. That part's nice, I guess. Just grab Louisville. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take much more uh, steel wire. But in the meantime, let's make our machine holes. So let's say Make we go with the 10. Yeah, why not? Oh yeah, that's gonna be a hot minute. So we go back to this, more steel wire. Then we grab our coil. We almost have enough. Actually, we should just base off of that. Yeah, because once it reaches 44, that tells us we have 20. Basically, this should do the trick. So now that that's done, yeah, let's grab a bunch of those energy hatches. Oh yeah, then we have to. Oh yeah, we're needing the extractor as well as we need ourselves the alloy furnace down here. Yep, and then we need ourselves the extractor. Basically, just need to make the rotor. Need actually a few more coils, not coils, of those thingy jiggers. I did not mean to do that. Why did I accidentally shift? Whoops, wrong button. Now we just grab a few plates. Throw that together. And then we just throw that together. Game. Throw that together. Then we can simply. Oops. All right. Now, tin alloy. That is our project of the day. So we go here, demand ourselves some tin alloy. Let's see what we can get from our alloy smelter, wherever that might be, is tin and iron. Wow, so easy. So we do that, get ourselves our liquid tin alloy by throwing that onto the extractor and quickly. So that works. Then we can inew with our tin alloy. Let's see what else we need for our copper nickel coils. Okay, so bronze foil, I think, maybe. 1 sec. Okay, we need to get a recipe for bronze foil. Oh, we already have a recipe for bronze, so we just do that. Throw you in the blender. Then we grab this. Say wire mill. We'll just have to set it to 2 manually. Then we lastly throw that mess together. Put back to no circuit. Again, with that set to no circuit, let us just for nickel. I think we could go for our 160 of these. Very big factory time. Yeah, 5 seconds for each of those. Oh, it's actually gonna make the copper nickel wire pretty fast. I'm kind of surprised. It's not actually doing too shabby of a pace. If we come to our crafting jobs, okay, yeah, this is also rather close. Okay, yeah, that already made all of our bronze. So let's go make all that tin alloy after it makes all of the copper nickel. Oh yeah, but it does need a lot of that. Oh well, I guess that's just how it's gonna be. But we did get those 20 machine holes very quick, so I can't complain too much. Let's grab ourselves our. Oh, we need another 2. And then I'm going to actually check out everything over here. So we need, that's going to require, you guessed it, holes. So all these still require holes. 5, 6. So you're not going to believe this, but we have a lot more holes to make actually. Let's grab our low LV energy. Okay, we'll grab those after these finish. Yeah, we've only gotten to two of the critical foil blocks. Sorry, not foil, coil blocks. So they're going to take quite a long while. I mean, we do have a lot of the Cooper wires available already. As far as we still have a few more machines we're going to have to throw onto here. We've already like filled up. I want to say I don't know if I can get away with extending it just because of the power loss of reaching that far on the tin cables. Honestly, superconductors would be very awesome, but I don't think I can actually make the superconductor for a little bit. And I think it would be more worth it to hold off on the superconductors till we reach a higher voltage, such as actual high voltage. In high voltage, I want to create my absolutely insane production lines, all that. High voltage is when things get serious for me. Right now we're kind of just dipping our toes in and barely touching it right now. Okay, yeah, that's going good. Again, those are just so instead of making those two, it's working on these ones first. I guess. Oh, hey, look at that. We're on the final length for the infused alloys. Should be done in a few minutes. That's running on to 4 billion power. Yeah, once we get it hooked up to that, though, we're going to have hundreds of times more. But let's just activate that for now. Just, charge this up real quick, just because I do know the situation. It's not looking the hottest right now. This does not use much power, of course. Low voltage perks, I guess. One reason you'd want to keep low voltage machines also, well, lower voltage machines, when you get to higher levels, is just because they use a lot less power to speed. Basically, they have better power to speed ratio. So, you know, like let's say the next tier is 4 times takes it well actually no, it does take 4 times the power, I'm pretty sure, but that comes at the caveat of uh only being 2 times faster. So what's that mean? Each tier up, you get about half the efficiency per unit of power, which in Grey Tech it's EU, which I think converts to yeah, for um FE or RF. So basically per RF you are getting double when you're comparing low voltage to medium voltage. Just how it is. Okay, truly the last stretch now. So that's only to be able to get to our induction cell. Because we do need a lot of reinforced alloys and all those. Yeah, infused, reinforced, atomic. Also, when we get to medium voltage, things are going to be getting a fair bit easier too. Oxygen, sulfur. Yeah, what we're going to do here is we're just going to do that all manually. So throw it in manually. And then after we get it done manually, we can just take the stuff out from the EME system using a bucket just so that we can clear the quest. Let's get sodium persulfate. So, we do still need to set up the sodium bisulfate anyways, which takes 2 salts. So I think the next step is going to just be going into the ore processing and then the chemical baths. So like this little batch of machines is going to be all filled up, which I'm fine with. The entire reason I'm setting up this way is to be able to fill up all the way. Keep it compact but simple. Hold on. I think. Oh yeah, just make all those circuits. No, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that I would be doing that first. Yeah, I think what I need is a second one of these with, exact same melt. All the exact same patterns, all that. But it is only going to be another minute before I have this. Also, actually check up on this. Yeah, it's going to take a long time, but I guess this pace isn't the worst. It's been, I don't know. I don't know what the number on the top is for. This is stuff that I do plan to, keep the general idea of. Where we just pump everything into a big tank. However, the improved version of the idea is going to use a much bigger tank when this one starts to struggle. Because the Greg Tech tanks are actually a lot bigger than the mechanism tanks, which benefits us a lot. Even on the oxygen front too, actually. Again, liquid oxygen, very, very awesome. Awesome to set up production for. Well, these are just great things to have automatic production on. I think my best option for like auto crafting on the electric blast furnaces, just to make things simpler for myself, I think will be the method of going for the subnets. Subnets, there we go. So you know how we did this setup here. So it'll be a similar setup, but it's a interface to, instead of a storage bus, a pattern provider. That's how you do the subnet for auto crafting. And those auto crafting subnets are very helpful for a lot of cases. However, the thing that sucks is I might have subnets for each individual one. I don't know how that's going to go. I also need to clear out quite a bit more space because after I reach medium voltage, that is when I plan to start some major automated oil production. And to do that, I have 32 seeds, wood seeds that I'm going to do because I'm going for I think it's heavy oil that you can make with wood. Ah, man, buddy. Yeah, we're not keeping up on sulfur anymore. So I'm probably going to have to actually get a new pet wither. Because I think it is because, he's almost dead. Because, yeah, sulfur production, not sulfur, ether production, really far behind. I actually just grabbed this just to test. Yeah, look at that. It's gotta be because he's practically dead. I think only when he goes like red in the damage state is that when he is actually uh being harvested from. Because this setup was holding up fine before, if you remember. It wasn't until I swapped over the power and realized I had to make a minor change to fix something that, you know, this issue had happened. Oh boy. Okay, still doing good on that. Actually, almost done with our bronze production. So we could actually check on this real quick. Okay, we're in the last stretch of making our control circuits. Then we're just going to be in a big stretch of making reinforced alloys. Actually, shouldn't be too long. This here is almost done with making the steel plates, actually. That's actually phenomenal, because that means that these two will also be done very soon. Yeah. The storage that all of our projects are using, though, not too significant, honestly. 222, not bad. Not bad at all. Yep, it's almost done with that. Also wanting to actually make a minor change to how these set up. Auto sorts on there, on there, on there. Okay, everything is actually correct. Actually, after those are done, yeah, that big stretch of reinforced alloy is the last thing we need. At least for this. This will be getting this one all the way to the red as well. This one's already all the way at the advanced, so ooh, just finished on that. Dumping out a bunch to start crafting. Alright, yeah, that's going well. Very swell, actually. Copper nickel wire production still going about as expected. Alloy smelter is almost done, actually, I think. Did I? Oh, yeah, I set you up like that for a reason. So we have. I'm just look at this, and I must say we are a third of the way through. So means again not too bad on that speed. Could be better, but I can't complain too much given the scope of what I did. Um, Still making the steel, but steel's almost done. These projects almost done. Yeah, that alloy almost done. All right, final stretch of this process here. So we have those. Let us right about here. Let's say we'll put our output there, input here, just because why not? Yes. Of course, we're going to be using the flux still. So let's see here. I need to grab another plug. Grab course. Why not? And then we just make one plug. Oh yeah, block. And now we can make the plug. So that is, we want to put our plug on output. And we'll give us boom, boom. Okay. Input, we can just do a flux point. We'll set that up in a minute. We are going to check the rest of our induction items. Yep, that should do for now. Doesn't matter how we have it together, just as long as we, oops. Yeah, that's 16 trillion RF that it can uh, store. So we leave that alone for just one moment. Let us let's work on the transfer over. And all that we actually have a better visualizer of how much power we consume. So let's suppose I threw you on the mark 2, you, think that's everything transferred over to Zen Mark 2. At least everything that. 1 second. One more. Two more, actually. Actually, there's a lot. Never mind. I'll take that back. Not because I want to, but because I gotta, for legal and contractual reasons. Oh yeah, that is way better. Um, this just straight fills up. That just allows us to simply go to our fizzle fuel and see its slow drain. Not really slow, but you get it. Yeah, we're keeping this running up really well. We can set up another line up there, possibly. The only improvement I can make at this point is with more induction providers, which, let's just say we not want providers, more induction cells. Let's just say we got 100. Yeah, we need a lot of redstone, a lot of steel, a lot of gold. So, we're just going to. I think this will be fine for the time being. Lots of resources spent on it. So, yes. With how long this is going to take, though, I do not think it is worth it to keep streaming and finding stuff to do until the end of that. So here's what I will do. I will be getting all the parts for all those electric blast furnaces prepared. Then I will also be, showing the process of me setting up the crafting on the next stream. I will be also uh, working on a few other projects. Maybe I'll start my fusion power, or maybe I'll start a draconic evolution. I'm going to actually get the resources for the nether star stuff, just so I can start growing a few nether stars. But that should be about it for the time being. So I hope you all have a absolutely blessed evening or day, whatever time it may be for you. Be all and goodbye.